What's up, guys? Monday, May 20th, going to go over some MLB picks. We're going to go over the hockey game at the end, too. So try to get you guys in and out of here. Try to go over this as quick as possible. Don't want to waste your guys' time. Once again, like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on so you get these videos right away. You can watch them as soon as you get them. I just drop them kind of randomly whenever I have time. So trying to give you guys my opinions and some information to help me put you on some winners, hopefully. And yeah, let's get into it. Don't want to waste anybody's time. So let's. All right, this Jays White Sox game. I was leaning to the White Sox in the first 5 innings, but I think I'm just going to go with the Nerf. I'm going with the Nerfy. I am betting the Nerfy. I already did. But the White Sox don't look like they can win. Don't want to lay this price with the Jays. So it's going to take the White Sox. This game is either White Sox for me or pass. I don't really love the Jays right now, but maybe you could use the Blue Jays as a parlay piece, but not my favorite game. So, all right, another game I probably won't be betting, but Taylor McGill making his second start of the season. He made one start. I think it was back in late March. He had 4 innings, 4 strikeouts, 1 earned run. Ben Lively, on the other hand, has been making starts throughout the season. His last 2 starts, he's given up 3 earned runs in both of them, including 3 home runs to the Texas Rangers in Texas. But the Guardians are coming off a sweep of the Twins at home. New York lost 2 of 3 in Miami and now had to travel to Cleveland. So, I mean, I lean to the Cleveland in this one. The Mets have owned this head-to-head matchup. They've won 9 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams. So, I mean, that's the only thing, I guess. But, I mean, the Guardians are 15-6 at home, 30-17 overall this season, whereas the Mets are below 50-50 overall and 11-11 on the road. Don't really trust the Mets right now and don't know how deep McGill's going to go. Edwin Diaz has been blowing saves. He just got demoted, I think, out of the save position. So one thing I will say is the Mets are hitting 308 versus right-handed pitching over the last 5 games. Guardians hitting 233. Game I'm probably not going to touch, but I would lean to the Guardians right now. I don't really love either one of these starting pitchers. All right, I do actually have a pick in this Brewers-Miami game. I am going Brewers money line, and I'll tell you why here. Both these bullpens actually have been used quite a bit. Brewers did play a 3-game series in Houston and had to travel to Miami. Miami does have the advantage of being at home. They took 2 of 3 from the Mets. A couple of high-scoring games. They scored 21 runs over those 3 games. The Mets have been struggling, but Miami was down quite a bit in those games, and the Mets just blew the leads. Ryan Weathers on the other side, he went 6 or 8 shutout innings, but he only had 4 strikeouts. Gave up 3 hits, but only 4 strikeouts. It's kind of concerning. Obviously, it was one of his better starts of the season, but the Brewers are hitting lefties over 300 right now. They were struggling to start the season, but if you look at recent numbers, you look at their last 10 games, they're hitting 356. Scoring almost 12 runs per 9 innings versus left-handed pitchers. The Marlins are hitting about 260 in the last 10 games versus righties, 243 over the last 5. So I trust the Brewers a little bit more here. So Brewers as slight favorites. Joe Ross is definitely not my favorite starting pitcher in this Brewers lineup, but he's been somewhat serviceable. 3 earned runs or less in his last 3 starts. He can struggle with giving up home runs here and there. He's given up home runs in 4 of his last 5 starts. A lot of them do end up being solo home runs, but either way, I think the Brewers can back him up. The Brewers 15-11 on the road. You're getting them as slight favorites. And I mean, it is because Joe Ross is pitching, but the Brewers have the much better lineup here. And I just trust them a little bit more than I do Miami right now. Miami coming off 2 wins versus the Mets, but the Mets are a bad team this year. So I'm going to go Brewers money line here. All right, this Nationals-Twins game, I don't really have an opinion. The Twins have slowed down hitting lefties. They were one of the best left-handed hitting teams versus left-handed pitchers. Now they're hitting only 209 over the last 10 games. The Nationals are hitting just 199 over the last 10 games versus righties, and they get Pablo Lopez, a starter that they'll probably struggle against. He only gave up 3 earned runs in 6 innings versus the Yankees, and he gave up 10 hits and a home run there. So and they only surrendered 4 runs. Their bullpen is still pretty solid. He's had offense back him up, but 2 of his last 3 starts have been just single earned run games. Mitchell Parker on the other side, usually can give up about 3 runs. He can give up home runs. And the Nationals, even though they are still a profitable team overall this season, lately they haven't been. Um, this one is a tough one for me. The Nationals have lost 8 of their last 10 games. The Twins have lost 7 of their last 10. You're getting the Nationals as home dogs, so I wanted to take them. I just don't know if I can get there. I mean, this is kind of a bad spot. The Twins just got swept in Cleveland, got to travel to Washington, but I don't know, man. This is a tough game for me, which is why I don't have a play. I mean, I like the value on the Nationals, but they just haven't been playing like a team that you really want to bet on right now. So I don't really have one way or another as far as picking a side. Kind of a game I'm pretty cautious on right now. I do like the Twins bullpen a little bit more, but not my favorite game with the way these two teams are playing right now. Like, there's value on the Nationals, but I just don't know how if you can get there with this. All right, this Rays Red Sox game. I am looking at a nerfy in this one. We did see the same pitching matchup in Boston, May 15th. That was a 4-3 Rays win. The Rays won 3 of 4 games in Boston there. So this is a revenge team thing for the Red Sox. But in this series, the Rays have now won 8 of the last 10 meetings. The Rays have won 6 of their last 10 games, whereas the Red Sox have lost 6 of the last 10 games. They did get a win yesterday, winning 11-3 in St. Louis. Good outing by Pivetta, and the Red Sox offense showed up. Tyler O'Neill, Rafael Devers both hit home runs, and they got to struggling St. Louis bullpen. Tanner Houck, though, he's kind of hit and miss. Sometimes he gives up 3 runs, sometimes he gives up 1. He can get some strikeouts for sure. Taj Bradley only making his third start of the season, so he does have 13 strikeouts in 11 innings. He's given up 1 home run and 3 earned runs total. When you look at these teams hitting right-handed pitchers, both are hitting around 240 on the season. Last 10 games, Rays are hitting 229, Red Sox hitting 224. It's pretty evenly matched, honestly. This is a tough one, but I lean to the home team at the advantage there. Lean to the Rays. Don't know if I'll make it an official play right now, but I'm leaning to the Rays in this game. This Yankees Mariners game. Look, I do have a play in this game. I'm going Yankees money line here. It's Logan Gilbert going. He has given up home runs in back-to-back starts. He's given up 11 earned runs in his last 10 2/3 innings. He got rocked in Minnesota, and then he faced the Royals. He had 7 strikeouts, but still gave up a home run and lost there. Marcus Stroman coming off 6 shutout innings to the Twins. He did give up 3 walks, which is Stroman's issue. He does struggle with walks sometimes. But Logan Gilbert also pitches much better when he's in Seattle at home. So I think I trust the Yankees right now more. Yankees hitting about 300 versus right-handed pitching. Aaron Judge is heating up. He's hitting home runs like crazy now. Starting to see the old Aaron Judge starting to come back. The Mariners are hitting 254 versus righties over the last 5 games, but as the Yankees bullpen is still solid, I like them at home. I think we see the Yankees get a win here. They've been pretty hot, and it's pretty hard to step in front of them, even as slight favorites. These two teams head-to-head, 5-5 in the last 10, so they kind of split wins and losses here and there, but I trust the Yankees. I trust their bullpen more. I trust their lineup more right now than I do the Mariners. So give me the Yankees, my own. This Tigers-Royals game, again, kind of a tough one. The Tigers are hitting 365 over the last 5 games, though, versus righties. Royals hitting 263. Royals at home are hitting 270 overall versus righties this season, and the Tigers are hitting about 250. The Tigers did play pretty well in that series versus the D-backs. They won 2 of 3, putting up lots of runs. I think they scored, it's 25 runs over the last 3 games. Kansas City just swept the A's. They scored 19 runs, I think it was, in those 3 games. Kansas City is looking for their 30th win of the season today, whereas Detroit's about a 50-50 team. Detroit has won this or owned this series, though, winning 8 of the last 10 meetings. They have met once already this season. The Royals won game 1. It was Seth Lugo versus Reese Olson. and the Royals won that one. But then the Tigers won the next two. Honestly, this one's kind of tough for me. I kind of think it's a tougher spot for the Tigers than it is the Royals. Obviously, the Royals got to sleep in their own beds last night, but both teams hitting pretty well recently. I don't know. Michael Wacha can be kind of spotty as far as giving up contact and walking batters and giving up hits and stuff. Reese Olson has been pretty solid as far as limiting runs. He hasn't been giving up home runs either, so kind of lean to Detroit here. Don't really love it. It's a 50-50 game for me, in my opinion. So I could see this one pretty much going either way. So it's really hard for me to pick a side here. The Royals are the better team for what the record says, but Reese Olson, his numbers say that he's the better pitcher in this starting matchup. So, yeah, this one's kind of tough. If you look at the bullpens over the last 2 weeks, the Tigers, 3.35 ERA over the last 2 weeks. Whereas the Royals, where's the Royals here? Kansas City. 5.30 ERA, allowing 279 average. So that is where I do have my concerns, is the Royals bullpen, obviously. So that's the only reason why I would lean to the Tigers in this one, but not my favorite. All right, this Orioles-Cardinals game, it's kind of hard to not go with the Orioles at plus money here. Cardinals, yeah, they won 2 of 3 versus the Red Sox, but the Red Sox aren't in the greatest form right now. Baltimore's won 29 games this season. Once they're looking for the 30th win, they come into this one as underdogs because it's Sonny Gray going for the Cardinals. So naturally, when Sonny Gray pitches, Cardinals are probably going to be favorites just because it's Sonny Gray. These two teams head-to-head, 5-5 in the last 10 games. Dean Kramer, he's coming off of 10 strikeouts versus the D-backs in 5 2/3 innings. He did give up 3 earned runs because he gave up a home run in that one, but that's the only thing that Kramer kind of struggles with is the home run ball and the walks. So when he doesn't give up walks, he usually pitches pretty much shutout games. Like if he doesn't give up those home runs and those walks, he's pretty much limiting damage. But Sonny Gray, he's given up 4 home runs in his last 11 innings. He has had 15 strikeouts, but he's given up 11 earned runs too. So I don't know, man. He's kind of regressing a little bit. I do think this game starts a little bit slower. So I am taking the Nerfy in this game, but I got to go with the Orioles at plus money. The Cardinals bullpen over the last 2 weeks has a ERA up at 5. Their bullpen was used as a pretty much the whole. It was a bullpen game yesterday. So Liberatore opened, he pitched 3 innings, and then they brought in the rest of the bullpen guys. So the Cardinals have the more taxed bullpen when it comes to in this matchup. So I'm taking the Orioles at plus money. It might be a little bit of a bait play, but the Orioles do still only have a 2.95 ERA over the last 2 weeks, allowing opponents to hit just 193 right now off of them. So I do trust this Orioles bullpen a little bit more. And the Cardinals are just really spotty team, so you never know what you're going to get from them half the time. So I think that the Orioles can do enough to win this game, hopefully, but I got to go with the Orioles at plus money. All right, the Astros here starting to heat up a little bit. I'm going Astros money line and over 3.5. I originally had the Astros minus 1.5 at plus money, but I'm just gonna give out the Astros to score 4 runs and win this game, which I think they can do. But the Angels they just won 2 of 3 versus Texas. It is what it is. I think Texas is a bad team right now. They're not in good form. They're like a 50-50 team. And the Astros are worse than 50-50, but they are starting to win games. They've won 8 of their last 10 games now. They took 2 of 3 at home versus Milwaukee. Other than that, I mean, they have faced a couple weak lineups, obviously the Athletics and the Tigers. And, I mean, the Angels have played the Rangers, the Cardinals, and the Royals, so maybe a little bit tougher matchups, but the Astros have won 7 of the last 10 games between these two teams. Reed Detmers, his last 5 starts at least, he's been absolutely shelled. He's given up 10 earned runs, 2 home runs in his last 10 innings. He is still getting strikeouts, but he's given up lots of contact. and versus a Astros team that can get on base and doesn't typically strike out a ton, I think he's going to be in trouble. Also, this Angels bullpen still not good. I think that with the use of that last game or that whole series, I just don't think this is going to turn out well for them. Framber Valdez has been pretty solid as far as limiting runs and stuff. So I think the Astros can score 4 runs and win this game. They are struggling a little bit versus lefties recently, hitting haven't had a lot of plate appearances. That's the only issue. They are hitting 275 at home versus lefties on the season. So, whereas the Angels actually hitting about the same on the road. So the Angels have been pretty solid. I think we could see some runs in this game. Valdez, his last 2 starts, he's only given up those 2 earned runs in 14 innings. So trust him a little bit more. I think the Astros can get four runs in this game and win it. So give me the Astros team total over 3.5 and them to win this game. All right, final game of the MLB card, Dodgers D-backs. Looks like the D-backs are going with a bullpen game. Joe Mantiply probably only going to pitch an inning, maybe a little bit more or maybe even a little bit less, depends if he gets rocked. So far, he hasn't even, I think, started a game. So I don't see him starting more than 1 inning. Typically, he's a bullpen guy. So the D-backs bullpen right now, 4.7 ERA over the last 2 weeks, 2.85 batting average allowed. I think the Dodgers can score 3 or 4 runs in this game at home. Positive hitting conditions, doesn't matter versus lefties or righties. They can hit them 9 to 12 mile an hour winds blowing out. I think this one you can go Dodgers team total over 3.5 and Astros team total over 3.5. You can put those together as like a parlay to get plus. I think it's plus 110. So I like these two. Both the Dodgers and the Astros to score 4 runs today. I like this. I think they should be able to get this done. So that's what I'm going with this one. I also think Shohei Ohtani could hit a home run here. You could probably pick lots of the guys. Maybe Teoscar Hernandez. He hasn't been hitting a crazy amount lately, but Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts are kind of your go-to guys. But Mookie's got a home run batting 364 versus lefties. Like I said, he's probably only going to go versus a lefty for the first inning, and then they're going to have to alternate between lefties and righties from their bullpen, obviously. So Shohei Ohtani, obviously the top guy you can take versus to get home runs. Wind blowing out, I think the Dodgers could hit 4 home runs here. Yamamoto on the other side, he has given up 3 home runs in his last 13 innings. He gave up 1 to the Giants, and he gave up 2 to the Marlins, both solo home runs. So I think maybe Yamamoto gets caught gets hit by a couple here. He could give up at least a home run, but I think the Dodgers probably win this game in the end. Don't really like the fact that it's a D-backs bullpen game after they just lost 2 or 3 at home versus the Tigers. So I think the Dodgers win this game. I think they score 4 runs or more. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Dodgers put up 10 here. As far as taking somebody from the D-backs to hit a home run, Jock Peterson, he's got a 3.13 average with 4 home runs versus right-handed pitching. And then you got obviously guys like Christian Walker, 6 home runs batting 246. So I don't mind a couple of those guys to hit home runs potentially. But yeah, I'm going to go with those 2 team totals put together as a parlay. All right, this is the official plays that I'm playing myself today. Yankees money line, Brewers money line, Orioles money line, Astros money line, and team total over 3.5. Dodgers and Astros both over 3.5 runs each, so plus 110 for that as a 2-team parlay. And then to go into the hockey game, Leon Draisaitl, anytime goal scorer, as long as you're getting plus money on this, plus 100 or better. If you have books like FanDuel, they have it as high as plus 125. So if you have FanDuel, definitely grab it there. The Draisaitl's been on fire. The thing here is McDavid and him in Game 7s have great numbers. Brock Besser is out for the Vancouver Canucks. They're going with Artur Silvos in net. Stuart Skinner's in net for the Oilers. This is a must-win game. I think there's going to be everything put out on the ice here. potentially lots of shots coming from the Oilers. I mean, obviously Vancouver's going to do everything they can, but we've seen lots of shots being blocked last game. I'm actually surprised to see this total jump down to 5.5. Typically, game sevens can be tight games. It wouldn't shock me to see this game go to overtime, but for me, being as a fan, I'm hoping that my Oilers can play like they played last game and just get a nice, comfortable win in Vancouver. But as far as picking a side, it's pretty tough for me because neither one of these teams have won 2 games in a row in this series. They've alternate wins and losses, and Vancouver has the home ice advantage. So it's a tough one for me as far as picking a side. And I am an Oilers fan, so me giving out the Oilers as a money line is not making any sense. I kind of lean to the over at 5.5, honestly, but I don't know if we could see a 3-2 game very well in this one. So I'm going Draisaitl anytime goal. I think there's going to be some penalties called in this game. The Oilers could potentially get their power play going again. Struggled the last couple games, but Draisaitl, he's been the most consistent goal scorer. McDavid's been setting him up. McDavid has 19 assists in the playoffs so far, but only 2 goals. So Draisaitl's been the ones doing a lot of the scoring. And then you guys got guys like Zach Hyman and Evan Bouchard at the point. And then on the other side, JT Miller is kind of one guy you can somewhat rely on, or sometimes Elias Lindholm. Yeah, as far as other guys like that for the Canucks, I don't really have any guys that I love for them to score, but I think Draisaitl gets one here in a must-win situation, game sevens. And Draisaitl and McDavid have been absolutely on fire as far as their numbers, putting up points and goals and stuff in game 7. So I think Draisaitl scores a goal in this game. So Draisaitl plus money. Once again, here are the plays for today. Did go over every game on the slate. The one game I didn't talk about was the Padres-Braves doubleheader. There's an early game there, and then there's a late game. I don't like going over doubleheaders. The first game, that one is a toss-up with me. Dylan Cease, Reynaldo Lopez. I could see that game going either way. Don't really. The Braves are potentially still without Austin Riley, who's dealing with an abdominal issue. So I don't know. The Braves haven't looked the greatest as far as offense and stuff goes lately. So I don't really have a play one way or another. I was leaning to the no-run first inning as far as the first game goes, but it goes off pretty soon here. So the second game, don't love that pitching matchup, and don't love the fact that it's double headers because you never know who's going to play, who's going to sit, what's going to happen. So just staying away from that series pretty much altogether. But like I said, here's the plays. Whatever you guys are betting on, good luck today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.